Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about the case and what is happening. And I know others were sleeping. The numbers, they can make one sleep.
Boring.
General numbers are not friendly.
Yes, but boring evidence.
But yeah, there are things that you can pick up on that evidence, such as the one that you see there as a heading. It is happening. There are things that we are now picking up, and if you miss out on those things, you might find yourself still lost. This case is unfolding in front of you, and it is giving you ideas, not even ideas, the reality. The chickens are coming back home to roost. They could have changed everything, but there are a few things that they couldn't think of. And those things are creeping in that court, slowly but surely. So, accused number 3 was right. Emil. Accused number 3, through advocate Nisi. They said they were in George Goch and accused number 5.
Yes, through advocate Mshololo.
So, here's this phone that sits on Moy Street. No matter what you do, up until 6, it sits on Moy Street. Moy Street, closer to Commissioner Street, just around that Gandhi Square side. That's where Moy Street is, in Joburg CBD, right? And George Goch, just closer to Kwamai. So, and George Goch, that's where it is.
George Goch is a hostel.
Is a hostel that they talked about. Where they said
they were there.
Yeah, they said they took pictures there.
Those pictures that they submitted as evidence, they are saying, the state is saying those pictures are from Foslera's hostel.
Which is a lie. I remember Mshololo even pointing the room.
I remember also.
So now, which one do you still not believe these people when they say they were never there? Now we are starting to come with a theory that the phone could have been switched off. It was not switched off. The person who's giving testimony there is not saying that phone was switched off. There were no activities.
No activities became switched off.
Now they want to say switch off. Even Sibanda is trying to push that direction, because as much as you can cook, in my opinion, this is too big to cook. You can cook AVL, you can cook everything else, but you would forget few smaller things that are crucial. So, such as this one. And you come with it and you want to prove your case, and it will prove otherwise. But let me not tell you everything just before we even start and finish everything. Let us talk about it.
Guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us as we deliberate on the court proceedings in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. It's been a trip. It's been a ride. It's been a ride.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
Yes.
Vodacom's Pinky Faitelengam was back on the stand for continuation of a testimony on the cell phone records. The court took an early adjournment last week as she was battling a cough.
Yes.
Now, as the court proceedings started this morning, Advocate Charles Mnisi for accused number 3, Mtobisi Mncube, said that his client is unable to bath in the morning as there is no warm water where he is incarcerated. He said that it's been the case since the beginning on the issue of water.
Yes.
The authorities said that there's nothing that they can do. He said that he has not been able to bath since Thursday. He also complained about his incarceration and solitary confinement at CMAX. I remember I mentioned they were saying that with regards to the bathing situation, he uses cold tap water.
Yes.
Instead of warm water, it seems like there's no alternatives that they can arrange for them to get warm water early in the morning to bath. Which is the similar. Oh, okay. Thabo Beste did not cry about. He said his feet are cold. He didn't mention anything about water. Yes. So it's very interesting, these developments. And he also complained about his incarceration and solitary confinement at CMAX. Mnisi said that he's unable to communicate also with his family. I think he's given 2 calls in a month. That's what he said. And Mnisi also said that his client is also entitled to make 1 or 2 calls a month. He said that the authorities have told him that he is incarcerated there because of this trial. Remember, he's convicted for a previous crime that he committed.
Yes.
And he was incarcerated, I think, at Sun City. There was a time that advocate Defo and Titi Tobani elaborated, remember those statements they read before De Novo on the conditions that they were complaining about. There was a long list of complaints that they had placed in that statement about the conditions of their arrest. I remember it very well. And at some point they were even saying that they don't even have access to some type of media to maybe be updated on what's going on in the news and whatnot. Also the cells, the cell conditions themselves, it was a whole thing. And he says that if these conditions continue, then he will find it hard to come to court or even instruct or advocate Mnisi. So Mnisi said that it's also difficult for him to receive instructions from his client. He said that my client said he will start finding it difficult to come to court. He said that he has an injury on one of his arms and the condition in prison exacerbates the pain on the injury. He also asked to be allowed to go to the clinic tomorrow morning before coming to court. So it seems like for treatment of this limb that he has, that has an injury, tomorrow morning he will need to go for the checkup, and then court will proceed. I think they said he estimated a time of 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Nisi said that it has been this way for his client regarding the lack of warm water since the beginning of winter. So it seems like at some point after that statement prior to De Novo, we never heard these complaints.
Yeah.
So it seems like now it's something that has started again recently.
Yes.
Especially with the issue of water. Now it's winter. We are officially in June, and it's very cold, you guys. It's cold.
It's very unpleasant.
Yeah, the weather is not kind, and you can only imagine having to wake up early in the morning and still use the cold water to bath.
Yes.
Yeah. So Mncube said through his lawyer, he asked for the head of the prison to be subpoenaed. The judge asked if the state can do this, and the state prosecutor advocate George Goch said that these concerns are brought to them for the first time, and they will ask the investigating team to take it up with the head of prison. He said that they will ask he be contacted during the course of the day. I think there was confirmation that he will be coming tomorrow at the end of the proceedings.
Yes.
They managed to confirm that he said that he will be coming tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, as far as I remember, I mean, there was a similar complaint with Advocate Defo and Titi Tobani while they were still on the case before
yes.
De Novo, and the conditions were kind of similar. You know, so Advocate Mshololo also said that her client, accused number 5, Fisogo Hlentuli, was experiencing the same at the same prison. So accused number 3 and number 5, it looks like they're in the same prison. That prison does not have warm water for them to bath in the morning. So the state said that they will try their best to contact the head of the prison, and the matter resumed with Advocate Ronnie Sibanda, who continued with the examination in chief of Pinky Faitelengem. A Section 205 subpoena, which was addressed to the manager at forensics at Vodacom, The request was in terms of the attempted murder and an unlicensed firearm for the Vosloorus case. So here we're talking about a Section 205 subpoena that was made in an unrelated case.
Yes.
It's not 636, the one that is currently in court, nor is it from 375.
No, it was made by her.
It was made by her.
Was it made by her?
That's
what I'm asking myself now, because this is a totally different.
It's a totally different case, and I'm wondering why are they using a different case to now pull into this one? What is happening there? It was very confusing to me, and I was like, what is going on? So the charges there were attempted murder and possession of an unlicensed firearm. Also, why they included this case, I don't know, guys. Maybe you can tell me on the chat what is going on. The statement outlined how the data was requested, derived from Vodacom's fraud system called NEMO, and supplied to the requesting party. Now, this would be the investigating team. She said that the subpoena was related to a number ending with 8169 belonging to Mthobisi Gadla Mncube. She now went through the data. Another thing that I also realized is that this state seems to be heavily reliant on the Section 205s that were obtained from accused number 3's case, and they are literally like holding on to dear life to accused number 3's cell phone records. I think they are the only ones of the accused that are available from 2014. Because he had a prior case that he got convicted for and started attending the case. I think he got arrested for this case that he's convicted for in 2015. So at the time, the investigating officers of that case did their due diligence, and they got the Section 205s, they got everything. And now it seems like the state for 636 is heavily relying on those Section 205s. In my opinion, it's like they are holding on to dear life for the cell phone of accused number 3, and it's pretty weird because there's not even a dispute. There's no dispute, and accused number 3 is not denying that that's his number. He's not denying that that phone number belongs to him. So I do not understand why there's this repetition and redundantness of the same evidence over and over again. And also, I don't understand why they had to pull another Section 205 from a separate case just to prove that this number is accused number 3's number when he never even disputed it at all. Well, Fine Dillingham said that the data was requested on the number ending with 169. That's 8169, the one that belongs to accused number 3, from the 23rd of October 2014 to the 25th of January 2015. So that number is associated with Mthobisi Mncube, who's accused number 3. And Fine Dillingham now went to her statement, which was commissioned on the 10th of May 2024. When are these dates of commissioning statements while the trial is ongoing? We are in June, and this statement was commissioned on the 10th of May, a month ago. I don't understand. I don't understand, but we are here. Fine Dillingham on the outgoing and incoming calls, GPRS data on that number associated with Mncube. Fine Dillingham said that the request was for incoming and outgoing calls, SMSs, GPRS, duration and dates of the calls, SMSs and WhatsApp data, which is not reflected because at the time, I don't think that phone had WhatsApp. That's from what I'm seeing, and WhatsApp data is also on the GPRS data. Fine Dillingham said that the data requested on Mncube's number was from the 23rd of October 2014 to the 25th of January 2015. And after going through the handset profiles, Fine Dillingham said that the same SIM card was used on 5 different handsets. So on 5 different devices, cell phones, they used the same SIM card of this number that belongs to accused number 3. Fine Dillingham also said that the handset type is indicated. The start date was the 19th of August 2014 at 21:40:07, and the end date was on the same date at 2200 hours, which is 22:09:22. There were 9 successful activities, and it was a prepaid number. So Veiws also said that from the 17th of September 2014 at 21:05:46 and end date of 21:44:04, there were 7 successful activities, and the same Nokia was using a different IMEI number. Veiws said that the IMEI number changed, and this was from the 19th of September 2014, 20:32:58, and it ended on the 4th of March 2015, 17:46:57, and there were 6656 successful transactions. So 6,656 successful transactions, 80 of them failed, and the handset used was a Samsung GTE. Veiws said the IMEI changed to a number ending with 9197, and the start date was the 14th of November 2014 at 11:29:47, and it ended on the 12th of January 2015 at 12:05:12, and it had 141 successful transactions, 2 failed, and prepaid number. The handset was a Nokia X2. Veiws went on to the other IMEI number that changed to ending with 56, and the start date for the use of this IMEI number was the 25th of November 2014, 16:22, and it ended on the 30th of November 2014. So at 9:04:28, there were 95 successful activities, and Nokia 16 was used. Then Veiws moved on to the IMEI number, which changed again to a number ending with 96, and the start date was the 7th of December 2014, and the end date was the 9th of December 2014. So 18 successful transactions, and the device now was a Nokia 306 that was used. So we can see that, okay, from this evidence, the SIM card was changed from different handsets, different phones, and it's quite a lot of phones. Within a span of a month, they would change it to different devices. So Sibanda then said in a simple language, when you say that the IMEI number changes and the other remains unchanged, what do you mean? And Veiws said that it meant that the same SIM card was inserted into different or numerous handsets. So Sibanda asked, from where we started, are you able to count how many devices were used? And Veiws said 5. So yes, there were different kind of phones. They amounted to 5 in total that Acuse number 3 was using in 1 year. So Veiws looked at the GPRS data, or the internet usage, and she said that the 13th of June 2014 end date the 29th of July 2014, 9 successful transactions. There's GPRS is internet usage, and a Nokia 111 was used. So after the short adjournment, Veiws said that 4 cell phones were used on the GPRS data. So Sibanda asked how many devices were used on the GPRS stream, and Veiws said that 4 focused on the AMA stream for the number ending with 8169, and she says that over 5,000 activities were performed there. She said AMA usage, outgoing and incoming calls, now on Mnube's phone. So asked how many calls, and Veiws said it was 5,142 results for that. And Veiws also went through the call data. Sibanda asked, let's start on the transaction of the 26th of October 2014, which is the day of the incident. And Veiws said that the first transaction, which was on page 10 that she was referring to, at 7:12:56 on 26th of October, you will see that the phone number ending with 8161 or 8169 received an SMS, duration of 0. And she said that we can't see other party numbers. So the tower picked up was Holt Street. Thereafter, at 7:28:16, on the same date, an outgoing call lasting 82 seconds to a number ending with 8570. 8570, I'm gonna assume it's the number that belongs to, or is alleged to belong to, is it accused number 5?
Yes, yes.
So the tower picked up was Moy Street. And Van Tillingham said that on the same day, at 9:17:31, the number ending with 8169 received a call from 0681. The one number ending with 0681, and the pickup was Moy Street, or the tower that was picked up was Moy Street. And at 9:31:21, an outgoing call to the number ending with 6676 lasting 266 seconds. And Sibanda also asked Miss Tillingham to zoom into the 26th of October 2014 at 13:49:49, and Van Tillingham said that at 13:49:49 an outgoing call was made to the number ending 587 lasting for 47 seconds. The tower picked up was Phosphorus, and Sibanda said, look at the extract from the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Hose. Can you identify that number? And Van Tillingham said yes, she could. So Sibanda asked, who is it associated with? And Van Tillingham said it was Fisoguhle Ntuli, who's accused number 5. So Sibanda here is basically using Pinky Van Tillingham to repeat Ho's evidence, in my opinion. And another one of my frustration here is that, honestly, from the Vodacom person or the network or service provider person, I was waiting for RICA confirmation or verification to say that all these numbers that the accused are disputing to belong to them, they actually belong to them.
But no.
Something along those lines.
No, but they are used, the lady Pinky is used to actually echo what has been said by these people without RICA. Meaning they did not request those numbers.
I'm perplexed. I don't know what to make of this.
This case was a hogwash. I mean, in my opinion, this case was a hogwash. Clearly, these were things that were going to be swept under the carpet and we were going to see the other picture. But now the details that are being followed, they are now showing us the other things, in my opinion. So now we know more than we were supposed to know. So we start asking questions that are difficult to answer. That's why these numbers were pinned to them. Basically, they were given these numbers by the investigator. No checking, no proof checking of these numbers, whether they really belong to those people. There is no one who recas a cell phone number with Nkani. That's a nickname.
Yes.
Nkani is a nickname.
Yes.
And when you reca a cell phone number, you use an ID. So they would need your full names.
Yes.
It's impossible to reca your cell phone number with Nkani. And it ends there.
Or Umfoka Khumalo.
And Umfoka Khumalo. There's no such. So that's why they keep on referring to Hose and Stein's statements, so that it creates that impression that the Vodacom lady came and said that, no, there is no RICA information that came with these numbers. More so the ones that were handpicked and given by the investigator.
Well, Sibanda then said, and can you place the tower location? And Van Tillingham said, Phosphorus. Then Sibanda said, and then on the 26th of October at 14:20:21, MTC incoming, and Van Tillingham said that the number ending with 1869 received a call which lasted 11 seconds, and that number which was called was ending with 3517, and Vosloorus was picked up as a tower. So Sibanda then said, "Go to the screen. Is that the same number that ends with 169 made contact with?"
They can't even say the names now. Omfoka Kumalo, no, Banban. They can't say the names because they are embarrassed by their own evidence. They should be saying, what is the RICA record saying there? Here's this number. What is the RICA record? And in fact, the fact that, because we know this case, things change as we go.
Yes.
The fact that it cannot change, that means these people are telling the truth, because they cannot find a way of saying that the RICA is saying this number, it belongs to Nkani. You understand?
Yes.
So they are now caught in a situation where they have to find a way of singing a certain tune so that we believe that. No.
But honestly speaking, there's nothing new that is coming, except for the towers.
The towers are now even more against them. Thank you, Ansi K. Moy. Thank you very much for your generous donation. Thank you.
Thank you.
More so when the likes are not easy to come by. Please, guys, like the video. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ansi K. Moy.
We appreciate you in these cold weathers. We are warm now. So, this is where the problem is. The problem is that they can change everything. We have seen them coming with new evidence and whatnot. They had ample time to change this one.
Yes,
but unfortunately, the RICA records cannot change. So now we are in this situation that we are at.
But
and yes, and the fact that
it's a mess,
and the fact that I see 072 numbers and 078 numbers, but we only have Vodacom person
who's
coming to testify. It's another thing to look at. It's another thing to look at.
And the way it's being stretched, this is literally a repetition of what host testified, but it's being made to be stretched. It's elongated. It's like you are in class in high school. It reminded me of a feeling I got when I used to be in a class for CAT, computer application technology, back in high school, where we were given definitions. Define this. She was defining things now, and I'm like, where are we? What is going on? What is this?
We are in a situation that cannot be explained. I don't know what they were hoping to achieve here, but whatever that they were hoping to achieve, so far, it has not been achieved, if you ask me, because only a person who's not paying attention would not pick up that this phone of this man that is called Acuse number 3, Umtobisi Prince Ngube.
Yes.
Is not picking up anything at Vosloorus around that time.
Around the time of the incident.
Nothing.
And you have to consider that the time that no activities were happening on the phone, it was around 8:30 at night.
So it does not make sense.
So it means he flew to Vosloorus, not drive, because to drive
it would have changed
more than an hour or so, because he meant he would have arrived there at around 9:30 to 10, and that's when the time they started moving to the hospital.
Oh, that means he flew.
So now we are in a predicament where it's a mess. How do you place Accused number 3 at Vosloorus around that time?
Let me show you what they did here. That very same number, they said it received a call of 11 seconds. You've passed that part, right?
Yes.
And now this is according to the so-called stains and host statements from Gani's number. This number called number allegedly regarded as Ngani's number. 07150735517. They say the tower that is showing there is called Phosphorus Tower. And this is evidence from what? Stain.
Hose.
You see what they were doing there.
What were they doing?
It was around 2, right?
Yes.
I think 1420.
1420.
You see what they were doing there.
They were now placing them at
Phosphorus. Now come this one. Now it's not placing them at Phosphorus. It's not placing them.
And
at
you have to
Phosphorus.
consider 2 o'clock those times. See, the people in the house, the people who experienced the incident were not even around Phosphorus at that 2 o'clock or whatever. They were speaking of a stadium, the Rothinyembe Stadium or the Rothinyembe Park somewhere. Do you remember the evidence?
I do remember.
So what must we do with this, honestly speaking, now? This is no longer moving in any direction that is less than embarrassing for the state at this point.
And these people that they picked, it picks Tower of Phosphorus. So if they admitted this number, they would have placed them there. I don't know. Is there anything called Tower of Phosphorus?
It's a Phosphorus Tower.
Is there anything like that? I mean, there is a clinic tower, which is
Phosphorus
probably
clinics.
around, yes, which is around, and there's a mall,
Phosphorus Plaza.
Yes, and then there's Spread View.
And then the Spread View, yes.
Now, where is this Phosphorus Tower coming from?
I don't know because to think of it, we are hearing Phosphorus Tower now. What happened to clinics? What happened to the plaza? What happened to Spread View? Now there's a Phosphorus Tower.
This was a hogwash.
I even heard the judge asking about the towers, whether there was any type of verification. He asked for a directorate of the towers. He asked if Vodacom, when they installed the towers, don't they have a directorate where the names and locations of the towers are there? And Ms. Fillingham was saying that they have over 10,000 towers, so she wouldn't know which tower is where.
Yes. And then now the funny thing is that the very same number of 8169, it is now showing what is it, Ben Rose Tower, which is around Joburg. Around 5, it shows GP Tower. Around 6. And then we know that later it now picks up Moy Street. So, what is happening here? They even came with maps.
They even came with
map
maps.
5.
Like those maps are placing them at the Spaza house at around from, let's say, 6 o'clock or 7 or 8.
You know what they remind me of? It makes sense why these people have been, if they were winning cases, they say, allegedly, they were winning cases like that.
100%.
They overflood you with information
That
as
is
a judge.
useless.
And if you don't want to read, you would give them. You think they were well prepared. But this is useless information.
It is useless information. So if you are that kind of judge who doesn't pay attention to detail, you will miss a lot. You'll feel like they're onto something when in the meantime they have nothing. If this is the tricks that they've been using,
In fact, it goes further to say Penrose Tower is also closer to George Goch, which is making matters worse. It's like, 4,063 meters away from that. And then the Pix Penrose Tower is around that area. So what is the point of this? Accused number 3 and 5 were there. You are even saying, you are recapping what Mshololo
said. You're confirming their
you are
evidence.
confirming. What is the point of all this? Because this theory indeed agrees with what Mshololo said.
Yes.
And then now let us take into account the theory of the so-called Zungu, who said they were, by all time, they were together, these people, around 6.
From 5 o'clock.
From 5 o'clock.
He was there looking. And then they left at around 7.
Now,
and then they came back.
Now, this is what is happening. Now, I heard
and
him also
Zungu was talking about Voslera's hostel.
Yes.
Not George Goch.
The Basutung. There is no such thing as Voslera's hostel.
Basutung.
So he was talking about Basutung.
He was talking about Basutung hostel, not George Goch in CBD in Johannesburg.
You know what he says after confirming the theory of the accused? He says this is not human being connecting, but the cell phone. Now we are moving away from it could have been them with their cell phones.
Isn't that the judge's trick from last week?
Now it's a headset. It's a handset that could be connecting there.
It's the cell phone.
And whoever is answering it. This is crazy. This is crazy. Just because the theory then you start now shifting away from your own theory. You are refusing to fall on your sword.
And look at how this theory works. Within Tanzi, it says he had the cell phone with him. There's no room to say, but the police, arrested and police are supposed to take the phone. There's a possibility that the phone was with the police. But no, that is not even thought about because Ntanzi is at the police station and the tower is reading next to the police station. It means Ntanzi had that phone in his hand, in his possession. But when it comes to evidence that's relating to the incident itself, the activities that took place in 2014, specifically on that day, this device and the human is separated.
Could have been switched off. The device could have been with a different person answering these calls. There's a lot of theories now. Now we have to look
even though
theories.
There's a picture that is taken at George Goch. Remember how the state, even the judge, was fighting that picture does not say it was taken at George Goch. Do you guys remember that?
Now here is the GPRS and the phone that took that picture says, we are around George Goch, by the way. Unfortunately, maybe there's no tower that says George Goch, but we were around George Goch around that time. What do you say?
I don't know how this conundrum they're going to make it make sense. And Zizokala with the cross-examination, it's going to be.
Now it even begs the question of the person who's still coming to testify there about the gun of the very same person whose phone is pinging there in Johannesburg. How are you going to now say that is his bullet?
Of the firearm. That is his firearm.
Because you are failing to put him in Voslera's. The phone is refusing to put him in Voslera's. The next activity is the next morning. This man was probably sleeping and the phone was on. Next morning at 8, the phone pings the very same area, which shows the person was there.
Hi, Sibanda then said to go to the screen. Is that the same number, that number ending with 169 it made contact with? And Fai Tillingam said yes, correct. She went on to read on the index that the number belongs to Nkani. And Sibanda asked, can you place
and that
the
index
entry
is
on
not
record?
From her. It is an index that comes from host. And we know what host said. And I was given these numbers. I took them as they are.
Yes. And I match. Well, Fine Tillingham said that the name Nkani and mentions the number ending with 517. So Sibanda then said the call at 13:49:49. Van Dillingham said that at 13:48:44 an outgoing call was made to the number ending with 9057, and 13:49:49 an outgoing call was made to the number 5787, and there were two outgoing calls from the number ending with 8169, which is said to belong to Mncube. So Van Dillingham said that at 13:48 the number called the number ending with 9057, and at 13:49:49 it was outgoing to ending 95787. So Sibanda said, let's go to Annexure C, Index 9. And Van Dillingham said that she sees it, Index number 9. The name is Mfoga Kumalo. The telephone number is ending with 5787. So Sibanda then said, let's proceed to 1519. This is the day of the incident. And Van Dillingham said that 1519:32 on the 26th of October, the number ending with 8169, which is said to belong to accused number 3, made outgoing call to a number ending with 587, lasting 65 seconds, and Foslora's tower was picked up. And Sibanda said in the entry above 15:15:05, Van Dillingham said that the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 0821, lasting 118 seconds, and the tower picked up was Fosloras. So Sibanda then asked, let me show you an extract from Kennel Stain where it's written Mabunguntuli with the number ending or starting 079 and ending with 0821.
There's something they're doing there. The Fosloras tower, is it picking the number that is being called, or is it picking?
In my opinion, it's picking the number that was called. The other numbers,
that's what
not
I saw.
accused number
it's not
3's
accused
number.
number 3's number, which is 8169.
No, but they made it sound like it is.
So that question must be asked.
The cross-examination, yes.
Because
is this number
this Mabunguntuli could have been in Fosloras. But now it becomes as if now it's
accused number 3 is the one who was at Fosloras.
Yes. Because these numbers, they don't make sense. They don't make sense.
It's the way they say it. Do you see how people lose cases, you guys?
It's funny, man.
This is how a guilty verdict comes up and you don't understand what happened because you are innocent. This is the kind of shenanigans that are being done in courtrooms.
And you get a judge who's a dunderhead who's going to sit there and just listen to this. It's flowing. It's giving. Therefore, you're going down.
So if your lawyer cannot pick up that actually here they're talking about a tower of the other number, not your number, what then happens? You are at Fosloras. It's very tough in that courtroom. So Van Dillingham said yes, it ends with 0821, and Sibanda asked to proceed. Now they're going to around the time, that the incident was taking place, and it was 18:31:16. Van Dillingham said that on the 26th, the number ending with 8169 received a call at 18:31. I mean, this is the alleged time that the incident was taking place, according to the version of the state, is it not? After? Or is it?
At what time, sorry?
18:31. Around 6 to 7.
And your question is?
They are saying here that he received a call. Accused number 3 received a call at 18:31:16 from the number ending. Yes, lasting 89 seconds.
Lasting, is it 89 or 39?
39 seconds. And the tower that it picked up. Walhooter. Where's Walhooter?
I'll find out for you.
And then Sibanda said that at 17:39:36, and Van Dillingham said that the number ending with 8169, which is accused number 3's number, received a call from a number ending with 0821, which lasted 21 seconds. And the tower it picked up was Ben Rose. Where's Ben Rose?
Ben Rose is in Joburg. See, it's around that side of Joburg. They even measured the kilometers to to
4,000 something. That's the number I heard. 4,000 something. It's what I heard. Or was it 400 something? Guys, correct me. Well, Sibanda then said then at 1820, and Faithillingham said that at 1820 on the same date, the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 0821 lasting 24 seconds. The tower was JP. JP is in
GP.
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 GP is in CBD now. Is it not?
Yeah. It's GP, that side of...
This is GP Street. I know GP Street.
Yes.
So, the side of Gandhi Square as well.
This man was
George Goch.
Was around that area of Kwamaimai.
George Goch hostel.
Yes.
Guys. Do you see now why we are having a difficult time and a challenge? We don't know where Sibanda was going and where he's coming from with this evidence, because
even himself, he doesn't know. I can tell you that. He might sound like he knows what he's doing, but all that he's doing now is to create a confusion and win the case out of that confusion.
Well, Sibanda, turn to the tower location map now. By Dillingham now on tower locations and approximate distances. So, good map foot. Your evidence is not evidencing, and on top of everything, you add a map on top of everything.
And what this has proven, one, accused number 3 said, I don't know Ndanzi. I did not know Ndanzi at the time. I did not know Muzi. And these numbers that are calling are for different people.
Yes.
And I knew accused number 5. I don't dispute that. There is no dispute in that.
Even with accused number 4, there's no dispute.
Yes.
Well, Sibanda then asked at 1739 it picks up a tower at Benrose, and Faithillingham said that's correct. And Sibanda said that accused number 5 through his advocate told this court round about that time accused number 3 and number 5 were in vicinity of George Goch hostel. Does this tower reflect that version? And Faithillingham said yes, it's in the vicinity of the hostel. So when I heard this, I started to ask myself, what is going on? They said that it is Basutung hostel in Vosloorus. Is the state admitting that the hostel in the photo that was taken at George Goch hostel, as well as the towers read from their cell phones saying GP and areas, towers, those towers are around George Goch? What is going on? Is Sibanda shooting their own goal here? What is the purpose? What is the vision? What is the path? This is the part that I felt like, you know what is going on? That is up until he decided to take a page from Judge Rata's recommendations while he's not allegedly not giving evidence. He made this phrase. Sibanda took it.
To make matters easier, for that, is it Benrose Tower? It's only 4 kilometers away from George Goch,
which is 4,000 meters. Is how they called it.
You see how the presentation of data, they use meters, which looks like a distance.
It's far away. It's 4 kilometers.
Just 4 kilometers.
Distance.
It's a walking distance.
Well, yes, Sibanda used the same follow-up question that Judge Rata was recommending last week. He said, is it the cell phone being picked up there or the human being?
That's when you know you have scored your own goal.
But Dillingham said that it is the cell phone being picked up at that tower. And Sibanda said that 203257, Dillingham said that on the 26th at that time, an SMS received and tower picked up was Holt Street. So Sibanda then asked, are you able to tell the court if the phone between 1852 and 2032 stayed on the Vodacom network? And Faithillingham said no. It looked like for 8 hours there was no activity. So Sibanda then said, go to the GPRS. If the user does not go to the internet, it will show no activities. And Faithillingham said that's correct. Sibanda then said that's on the AMA data, on the GPRS data. And Faithillingham said the same hours, 12 hours. And Sibanda said the GPRS stream round about this time, 2032. Faithillingham said on this one, the last entry is 1852.30. That was the internet usage. And Alexandra Park was the tower it picked up. Alexandra Park, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's also in CBD, right?
Alexandra Park.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check.
Just check for me. And then Sibanda said the following day on the AMA data, Faithillingham said that at 8, this is the following morning on the 27th, at 8:08:17, the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 0728, which lasted 66 seconds, and the tower was Moy Street. So Sibanda said, are you able to tell the court if the phone or handset at that time between 2032 and 57 stayed on the Vodacom network or not? And Faithillingham said that it looked like for a period of 8 hours there was no activity. And the next activity was on the 27th of October at 8:08:17. So Sibanda then said during that time, was the phone switched off? And Faithillingham said there is no activity reflecting it could be off or not in use during that time.
It was not off, ma'am. You know it was not off. There is no such answer like that. Hey, it could be,
It could be off or not.
It was not.
It was not.
He would have said.
Use
He would have
during
said.
that time.
He would have said it if it was off.
She would have said it, ne? Sibanda wanted it to be off.
Because there is no other explanation. If that one is not working, then the phone might have been with someone else.
Well, Sibanda said that the last tower activity was on Holt Street, and Faithillingham said correct. Then Sibanda said the GPRS data. Faithillingham said Alexandra at 1852, and the following day on AMA data. Then 08017, the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 0728, which lasted 66 seconds, and the tower was Moy Street. So Sibanda asked that Faithillingham to place the number ending with 0728 on record. And Faithillingham said that 082 ending with 0728, the name is Ugezekile.
Now, what is that? What is that now?
Ugezekile, is it another person now with this a new number of Ugezekile? Ugezekile, is it somebody's name or what is going on? Then Faithillingham said that at 8:23, 8169 received a call from a number ending with 5095, and the tower was Moy Street. At 1832, the tower was Belgravia until 1957. And Sibanda said, let's focus on the call at 1832.
Sidi Anna Mohabi, thank you very much for your generous offer.
Thank you, Sidi Anna Mohabi. Thank you so much, Magwande. Wherever you are taking from, Tagabao, let God increase, okay, and multiply. So Faithillingham said that that was an incoming call to the number ending 8169 from 3517, and the call lasted for 42 seconds. Then Sibanda was like, how was the number ending with 3517 identified? And Faithillingham said that the number is 071 and it ends with 3517. The name is Nkani. Storage is USIM. USIM.
Now we are talking about storage. Now we are talking about the number, how the number was stored. Now we are not talking about whether the number was verified.
The tower picked up was Belgravia. Then Sibanda asked, "Do you know where this tower was?" And Veiws said she has no idea. And Sibanda then said on the GPRS stream, any other activity on the 27th of October 2014? And Veiws said there were activities at 8:13:13. Moy Street Towers picked up at 12:01:32 is the next one. And Sibanda said the duration of the internet session. And Veiws said the first duration is 92. The second is 43,108. So after the long adjournment, Sibanda picked up on the duration of the internet session, and Veiws said that at 6:52,
such a waste of time.
It shows that there was a transaction.
Where does it help us?
I am baffled. I am baffled at what the state called the case all these years. This is what they had. This is how they concluded that this case should go to trial. And they've got solid evidence. Remember how they were so confident. They were like, these accused are the right people.
Yes.
And they are the ones who committed the crime. And there were cars. They were speaking of cars and
the case was promising.
It looked like solid.
And here's what the person presented.
We are nearing the end of this journey for the state to present its case. That's what Advocate Baloi said, right, last week, that they have only like one last term until they conclude their case.
You know what I thought of that? Just to give my 2 cents. What I thought of that is that as much as these things have been prolonged, it has been nice to prolong this whole case. But now there's a bit of shaking up that is happening in the political dynamics. It is happening. So now we are in a hurry to finish this case. I can almost tell you right now, I don't think out of the 102 that was estimated.
Yes, 102 witnesses or 100.
I can tell you for free right now, we haven't even reached 50.
Because some of them kept repeating. They came for the second, third time.
We haven't even reached 50.
No, we have not.
And all of a sudden, we're talking about finishing the cases. What is this hurry that is currently now taking place? Why are we in a hurry? Again, we're changing. Some people want to be NPAs in their demands of coalition or their whatever unit part and so whatsoever.
So for people who may not know.
And the people who may not be interested in some of the bullshit that is currently, in my opinion, happening. Sorry for the word. Now, all of a sudden, we are about to finish, my lord. Why are we in a hurry now? We are still stringing this thing nicely. We are moving nicely. Slow pace, It was all good. We could postpone for 2 days, wait for someone who's sick, while we have 1 or 2 people to come and testify. Now, all of a sudden, we are in a hurry. I get a present to change. We did say that after voting, certain things might change. And luckily for us, some people did not get a 2/3 majority.
Minister of Police handed his resignation.
He's
going to spend time with his family.
Things are changing.
The other party is making demands. Breitenbach
wants to be an NPA.
The head of the NPA.
And things are changing. Not nice. It's not nice.
Change is
How,
scary.
if you ask me, protection is just sort of fading away. So now we need to finish this thing.
No, it must.
We're in a hurry now to finish this thing. Let's finish this thing. Let's close this thing.
Otherwise, it's going to look like
Can
a
you
mess.
Can you imagine what this would do to a complexion of Thabo Baxter's case if it was to happen? There's a lot of things. Abanye benu bayokhala. Seems as if it's coming soon.
It has started. Court cases upon court.
We're in a hurry now. Seems as if the tables are turning. Yes, Ngoni. Seems as if tables are turning. So now all of a sudden, when are we finishing this? When are you finishing this? No, my lord, I think before we even take a long break.
We only have one term for the state to present their case, and then it will be it from us. I'm like, didn't we have 100 and something?
I was still waiting. And then the next one.
And we are nowhere. And we hambe footy, and we are still nowhere. So now you are concluding your case. I did not see this one coming.
Good tough, good tense. It's difficult. It's difficult.
And I'm like, Mapiri.
What about
the people from the house? What about the people that are very crucial and important that must come and testify? What about them?
My voters. They remove carpet vela abadlali kanjalo bawudonsela carpet bayawa abantu manje because they don't know their faith, what could happen tomorrow. Yeah, some MPA person might come and say, what the hell is this?
It is uncertain.
Really. What the hell is this? How did you, please write me an essay of how you got into it.
How did you make this case what it is?
What
happened here? Why did this case go to trial?
You know?
I need an explanation.
Bazodonsa abafana ucarpet. Bavote. They remove. Badonsa ucarpet. Uwe upetiti elections. Basopa. We did say this.
Is there anything of value after the other evidence? Guys, it's evidence that I, in my opinion, Mr. Anonymous, feel like it's useless. I think I should wrap it up now.
Look, finish it up. Let me sort out some of the things that might be disturbing you.
I feel like, you know what? The evidence is not evidencing. Like, I was looking for fireworks, you guys. I was looking for the bomb. I was like, the service provider person is here. They're going to connect the dots and cross the T's. They're going to confirm that these numbers belong to these people that are saying, I don't know this number. This number does not belong to me. I am denying this. I'm disputing this number. They only took ownership of like 1 out of the 5 that they were given. And one has to wonder now, how did that happen, that you allocate this person these numbers and they don't even know them, they're disputing them. And then they come in with a bit of a picture, the accused, to say that Lungisani Ndwandwe, do you guys remember Lungisani Ndwandwe being mentioned with some of the phone numbers that were being mentioned? It was a tricky situation. So yeah, very tricky situation. So yes, I'm going to continue with it and state what is going on or what went on after the long adjournment. But for now, I'm just waiting, you guys, and hopefully everything comes to light and we're able to finish with what happened, although I feel like the evidence is useless, it's redundant, it's a repetition of Jose's stuff. but I have to do what I have to do. Remember, I had promised earlier on, when we started on this journey, that we will not be avoiding anything. We'll try as much as we can to cover everything and not miss a heartbeat. Right, Mr. Anonymous?
Yes.
So that we the naysayers and the ones who like to say we are standing up for people that are whatever, and we are not standing on justice, they must know that we talk about anything and everything. So yeah, guys, everything is now sorted. Let me continue. Asibanda asked, how do you classify such an activity? And Fine Thillingam said that they were on the internet during this time. And Sibanda asked, are you able to classify the usage? Was it low, medium, high usage? And Fine Thillingam said that she couldn't say whether it was low, medium, or high, but it shows that there was downloads during that period. And this with regards to the internet usage. And Fine Thillingam said that 2027-44-8169 received a call from the number 8383 and the tower was Holt Street. And Fine Thillingam said that on the 29th of November at 10:08-8169 received a call from 9202 and the tower was Pumula. And Sibanda then said, can you identify that number? And Fine Thillingam said that the number belongs to Fisoguhle Ntuli, of which there was no dispute on whether they knew each other and were calling each other in 2014 and 2015. None. There's no dispute. So I don't understand where we were going with this. So Sibanda then said at 12:28:41, 8169 received a call which lasted for 123 seconds. The tower that was picked up was Ngoza. So now they were around the vicinity of KZN. Or the device was at the, we can't say they, we have to say the device. The handset was around KZN.
It was moving on its own. It had legs.
It had legs. It was flying. Then Sibanda then said on the 30th of November, 6:23, Fine Thillingam said that the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 7007 and it lasted 70 seconds and the tower picked up was Moy Street. Sibanda then said the number reflects on who, and that number reflects on Fisoguhle Ntuli. At 1818, the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 707. The tower is Kensington. At 1826, the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 7007 and the tower is Kensington. And 1820, the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 707 or 7007 and the tower is Kensington. And Fine Thillingam said that on the 2nd of December 2014 at 1726, 8169 received a call from the number ending with 5787 and the tower is Kensington. Sibanda then said identify the number and Fine Thillingam said the number belongs to Fisoguhle Ntuli. So the 3rd of December 2014 at 1825, the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 5787 and that call lasted 605 seconds and the tower was Kensington. And Sibanda then said on the 6th of December 2014, Fine Thillingam said that 12:37:46, the number ending with 8169 received a call from the number ending with 5787 which lasted 39 seconds and the tower it picked up was Kwaduma KZN. And Sibanda said on the 8th of December now 2014, Fine Thillingam said that at 10:01 8169 received a call from the number ending with 7007 and the tower was Kensington. And around 1754, Fine Thillingam said that 8169 received a call from 707. Kensington was picked up. And on the 9th of December 2017, at 7:07, 8169 received a call from 7007 and the tower was Belgravia. 13th of December around 11:10, Fine Thillingam said that 8169 received a call from the number ending with 5787 and the tower was Moy Street. 14:27 on the 14th of December, 8169 received a call from 5787 and the tower was Nongoma. And at 14:17:21, there was an outgoing call from 8169 to 5787 and the tower was Kwamateni. 18:56:30. The number ending with 8169 received a call from 5787. It lasted 47 seconds. And Kwamateni Tower picked up, and at 2035 8169 made a call 283 and it lasted for 9 seconds. And at 2035 51 8169 received a call from 8383, which is a different number. We don't know where it belongs to because now they stopped the whole linkage with accused number 5. And the tower is Kwa Ngongwani. And
can you imagine what Ndanzi's phone during 2014 would have said? So
that's why now they are telling us about the 3's and the archives and whatnot.
Sort of makes sense why Ndanzi's phone shouldn't be read for 2014, because wow, it can just simply stop this case.
They only have accused number 3's phone, and accused number 3's phone is not placing him at the Spaza house at the time of the incident. Interesting. Well, Sibanda then said, is this number that transacted with 8169 on the 26th of November before the SMS? And Vitelingam said it is correct. Well, that was it for the day. They will start today at around 11.
Guys, I'm not sure if I should open the phones, mainly because the likings are not liking. Thank you very much for those who have donated, and we appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys. Highly
and
appreciate
you deserve this content as much as,
yes.
And the people who are liking the video, they deserve the content, and people who are subscribed. It's 500 people, and we only have 250, which is half of that. That is half of those people are liking the video.
Please like the video, guys. It doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't cost nothing. It's just you navigating your way to that like button and pressing it.
So I'm confused of whether I should continue since we are done, or we should just pause here, not hear other people's opinion.
The phone is also quiet, I mean.
No, the phone is fine. We haven't told people to call.
Okay.
But the question is, should we let them call?
What do you guys say? Should we open the lines?
On the basis of what we see in terms of
likes.
That
should they increase a bit? Guys, press the like button. How? Continents and Jani, guys. I am begging you again. Press the like button.
It's difficult. It is harder.
It doesn't cost a single thing.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You just have to press that like button.
Yes.
And then you continue enjoying the video as usual. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't, guys, you're killing the others who wants to have their opinion. Yes, I had someone, just to answer some of the questions, someone said, what if they take docket 375 to Joburg jurisdiction? The problem is that there is a case running, and remember, it's the same NPA that needs to prosecute, even though it's Joburg. I think it's the same NPA.
Yeah.
It's Batoy.
Yes.
So it's not gonna contradict them. They're not gonna contradict themselves. So far as 375 is concerned. Moving like Genida now. Insofar as 375 is concerned, they're not gonna contradict themselves. Just to answer you on that one, they will probably, and then, in my opinion, the aim was to make sure that they kill 375 allegedly, and that's my opinion. In the case, I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just, in my view, whatever that is happening with 363 is 636, sorry, is actually killing 375.
Yeah, because it's gonna be tricky resurrecting 375. Konche Maumela accepted it, admitted it into
some of it. Yeah, he did admit some of it, not all of it, because there are a lot of things that are happening with that one. And if you admit all of it, there are certain people who couldn't be even in that court. In from what I'm hearing, certain people should be answerable for for that if it was according to that 375. So so everything stops basically because when the investigator changes now, it becomes the warrant officer Makuko and Joyce Butelis, because maybe the investigator also needs to answer some of the things. I'm just saying, and it's my opinion. I'm not alleging. There are a lot of things that 375 come with. If you get me, if you don't get me, okay.
Yazi ngikhumbula uSifiso Meyiwa athi yazi bazoboshwa laba bantu. I'm like, what is Fiso talking about? Remember those old interviews that he used to do? Every time it'd be like, I'm like, and I don't see it happening. I mean, I don't see it happening. But now, I know ngiyasaba.
Some of the things you might look at them and think they are far from happening.
Yes, I would wrap it up now. Now I would wrap it up now.
And that's what is happening in my opinion.
Now I would just wrap it up.
That is what is happening in my opinion.
Let's close this thing.
Just wrapping up the case as much as quick as they can.
And
guys, let's take 2 calls for the likes that you have pushed to 300. I'm just gonna take 2 calls.
Well done, guys. Thank you. Keep pushing them though. Don't stop. If you haven't pressed the like button, please press it. please. I beg you, please press that like button. Press it.
Zanzi,
let us
hello.
know of your presence.
Hello guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Good to hear you starting early again today.
Yeah.
I saw you in the morning as well today, which was a good surprise.
Good surprise. We were not live. We were just uploading.
Yeah, it was a good surprise.
Thank you.
Just I must say, Emily, you did a good job. Today's proceedings were very hard to follow, and you did a very good job. I must start there.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Right, just 2 points. One, with accused number 3's phone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a section 205 which they're going through from his old cases, ne?
Yes.
That's how they are able to go through his numbers and not the other accused, ne?
Yes.
Right. That case, he's probably was found guilty of that case, and the case went to court years ago, ne?
Yes.
I would urge the defense to go look at those transcripts. They might find that those numbers there have already been identified as being so and so, so and so. And then that would show more evidence that the state is lying. That, hey, you guys, these numbers already identified in 2015, but why are you guys saying this is this person's number when you already knew it wasn't that person's number in the previous case?
Yes.
The next part is, if people like the minister last week was in court, the previous speaker has been in court, who's Gininda? He will follow. Gininda is a nobody compared to all those other ministers. He's going to follow with Baloyi, allegedly. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Right. Those are just our views, and they're alleged. They are callers' views, and maybe we share some. Maybe we don't.
Spicy.
Very spicy.
Like it.
Guys, if you're not gonna call, then I'm just gonna end here. But add that like button on your watching. Please add it. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Mr. Anonymous, Emily.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing great.
We're good.
You know, when you guys were talking, I was like thinking all South African stuff.
Yes.
One was Zizo Jiki Zindo.
Yeah.
And the other one, Ival Mfana. I think they need to get there now.
Yes.
I was just being South African for a while.
Close.
It's a wrap. No. Today I also concur with the previous speaker because I was like, I was watching, but the whole number thing was just, I was like, I haven't been taking notes of these numbers. and the towers and everything. I was like, I'll probably wait for you guys to just let me make sense of this. And thank you so much, Emily, for really making sense of this thing, because it was going everywhere and one gets so lost of where are we going? Are you still speaking about number one? Is there number one? Is there number two? Oh, it's still number three, because that's the only person's stuff that they do have. But it's because sometimes it seems like last week we were hearing about the deceased, and then you're like, but why are you bringing the deceased? He didn't kill himself. He didn't plan to kill himself. This is about the people accused, and yet you are bringing the deceased number. And why are you bringing Kelly's number? Because I think the state, it's sometimes I do understand that they need to place everything on record, even if it like irritates us. But because them as the state have to lead the evidence and put it on record. Remember, the state and the defense, as the judges said, they are there to assist the court. And if they don't place it on the record, the defense might say, but hey, you didn't use this. And then we're going to hear again about that 1928 case that you cannot, the defense cannot try to use a mistake from the defense, from the prosecutor, to advance. We hear those shenanigans, those things. So I guess that they would stand up and say, no, this was not placed on the record. It wasn't dealt with. And then the judge will go and have something to just give motivation to the prosecutor to just feel like, hey, they're winning something again, like last times. When he finds a loophole and he gets people. So I think, yes, it's tedious and it's boring finding them. And I'm happy that she found her voice with no coughs this week. Today.
Very suspicious, because
I'm like, you were 3 weeks off, you have been on leave, and you had this very strong cough for 3 days, and yet just takes you a weekend or so, 4 days, and then not even like a trace. There was a illness that was very strong, but yeah.
I'm still struggling.
I'm loving how. Yeah, you guys are still struggling, and the judge is his humanity, man. Hey. It's shocking how this humanity comes through, because I got shocked every time. I get shocked every time that Sibanda would say, "I think she needs a break," and then he looks
no resistance.
No resistance, because even Gomezulu, when he was late, there was first that I think that he did,
rolling the
trying to, but. It's different, the treatment, man. But yeah, I think today with the numbers thing, I just feel that it's Sibanda again dragging the thing, and then the defense is going to be pushed to finish. Where you're going, you've asked that question, move on. We're going to hear that, and because as you guys have explained to us this evenings and in other evenings, that the state is so much in a corner, and we've seen it before. When the state is in a corner, the judge will come and just make them stumble over themselves, and then have cases already where it explains that, no, there was a case like this where information was confusing to everyone else, but it's clear for me. For me, it's clear.
Yeah.
I know what this information. I've dealt with cases like this before. That kind of rhetoric that we will hear probably. But for me at this point, it's to say, I'm happy that it's only number 3's phone, and it doesn't place him anywhere close to the spaza shop. I don't care if it's close to Phosphorus, it doesn't place him at that place. Because that's where we at is was he at that particular time, at that place. And this notion of it works for the state and it doesn't work for the defense, that a phone, it can be in my pocket or on my person, but the moment that it doesn't work for me, it can be somewhere else roaming away from my person.
Mm.
We love our phones.
We do.
We really, women, men, we love our phones. There's one thing that a man will do. He's not going to leave his phone or his wallet and car keys.
Yes.
And if you want to track us, we'll have our phones. And if my personal phone is one thing, if it's a burner phone, it's another story. But we're talking about a phone that it's his personal phone. Same with Danzi, that he has a personal phone in a cell, allegedly. He has a personal phone in a cell where we know that in prison, yes, there's cell phones, but those are burner phones.
Yeah.
Not your personal phone. And we can't be duped like this every time, and people want to believe this nonsenses. And remember, I'm one of those people who said, let's vote.
Yes.
Things will change. Things will change. And this is what scares people, because now we have your homeboys. So your homeboys are scaring everyone. So they are boycotting already. Everybody is talking, but it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
We need us as blacks, and including coloreds, Indians, people of color. We need our country back. We have never gone into a civil war. And everything just went, and then our own brothers started treating us the same as the police of the apartheid, because they would not do that to any colorless people.
Yes.
But to us, I don't care whether they are colored or Indian or black in the tribal sense. Our police are brutal, and yes, not all of them, but when the good ones keep quiet, they give us the sense of all of them are like that. Yes. Because you can be from Limpopo to Cape Town, from KZN to Springbok. Our police treat people of color. It's almost that they hate us, or there's at that training school they are taught to hate themselves. And that's the problem that we have in our country, is that we don't love ourselves as people of color. We need to start loving ourselves and treating ourselves with humanity, because the people with no color, apartheid worked only for them, and it was good. And the scraps from the table were given to our people. Now it's our turn to start taking care of the people, and ANC will learn to never do this nonsense again, because now we need to get them to where they belong. And I'm sorry to talk a lot and into politics, but I think the fear has crept in that now they need to really make the country better for everyone. And I hope that they heed this call, that even cases like this. And I had a question: is Thabo Bester and Danzi and them, or number 3 at the same CMEX prison?
Number 3, no.
Number 3
is I'm not sure if I cannot answer it right. I think it's who's this guy? These young ones, the accused number 1 and 2.
Yes. Sibia and Danzi.
Yes. They're in one prison.
No, because when I heard about the cells, the solitary confinement, I was like, were they listening to Thabo Bester? Because it sounded like today they listened to Tabo Bestos complained, and then they also complained about the treatment of they are separated because of this case and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, are they in the same CMX prison in Pretoria or somewhere? But yeah, no, that was one question that I had.
Yeah.
It's not the same prison, you say?
Sorry?
It's not the same prison. Might be a different.
No, they are all separated. I think 2 of them are in one prison and the other 2 is in another one. And then the other one is on another one, I think. It's 3 prisons.
Yeah. Yeah, on that, just a last comment. I think one of my things that I had this afternoon was on this prison thing, and the court says they can't interfere with the correctional service and how they do things, which is strange for me, is that the same courts will have judgments and rulings about Parliament. The Parliament is the one that legislates the law for the courts to use. To legislate for the criminal and how they should be treated. Yeah. But yet the same court can make judgments for Parliament, but they can't make judgments or findings for how prisoners must be kept, which is strange for me.
Yeah, no,
because you're saying that you have power over Parliament, but you don't have power over the prisons and how people are kept, because constitutionally, prisoners have rights. Yes, like it or not, they do have rights, they do vote. And it's strange for me when people complain at the court and then they say, no, but someone must come on your behalf and you can't say that to straight to me, where, like Tabo said, but I'm the one who's aggrieved. And it's the same with number 3 who had that complaint, that he's the one feeling that he's the one not getting the phone calls and stuff like that. It's strange when last time Rata did give a comment that he can't do anything, but he chose not to say anything about that today. If you checked, he just asked if this guy will be. He just asked for the guy who they were saying is the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, a mouthful this evening. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for allowing me to speak. Okay. Hope that other people can talk. Have a nice evening. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye. Right. Guys, I think we've said a lot. If you're still missing and you need to call, please call now. Emily is gone. I am alone, so I'm not going to remain here alone. I'm just going to go to... Thank you very much. Please like the video. But before I leave, let me thank the people who were in the comments and call them by their names. Blessings Mabena was here. Tabiso M. Daung was here. Tumi was here. Lola was here. Nana K was here. And Nolukanyo was here. Steve Ovo was here. Tim Cool was also here. Mami was here. And CK Moyo. And again, thank you for your donation. Was also here. Our moderator, Lola, is our member. Nelly was also here. Let me see. Lady C was also here. Let me see if I go up a bit. Dipu was also here. Do me, I've mentioned him. Lungisi Jonas was also here. Colin Vadival was also here. Shanjiwe Sibanda was also here. Andrew was also here. Is saying Wool Hunt is in Johannesburg. Thank you very much for that information. Hey, that spelling of Wool Hunt was killing me. That's why I couldn't find it. Now I know. Let me see. Nolukanyo. I've mentioned you. Vivian, thank you for being here also. Sizum Gaga was also here. Regular Sizum Gaga. And let's see who else was here. Talk More was also here. I have someone calling here. Let's keep it short now, guys. Short, sweet, straight to the point. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. Mzansi family, how are you doing today?
No, we're doing great, man.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, we did.
I think this case has long been about justice. It's all about the egos. The egos of these two prosecutors and the judge.
Yes.
And I feel it's all the courtesy of the judge. Because if you look at it, Mr. Anonymous, way before we got to the DNA evidence, the case was already getting out of control. Every time they came with the witnesses or the evidence, the defense would just refute everything. So from then, they'll always come with a new, somebody to try to say it's normal for somebody to break the law. It's normal to do this.
Yes.
So the case went away from what a normal case. Had the judge been pushing back to the defense, this case would have been done maybe from last year. But they realized long time ago we're losing this case, so it's now about saving our egos rather than the justice for Meyiwa and his family. Because even if you look at this lady right now with the evidence, she's doing the same thing that we've been listening to for the whole month with Veiws. So she's going to take her own month too. Because immediately when the defense comes in, they're going to want to see the radius for those towers. If we're going to map the radius, we're going to see that the phosphorus tower maybe is not close enough to Khumalo's house phone. That's why their phone was pinging from the spread view. So even those guys, you can try to put them in phosphorus, they were still far away from the house. Because the towers have the radius, which is, if I'm not mistaken, with the kilometers, 2 kilometers up to 5 kilometer radius a tower.
Yes.
So if you look at 2 kilometers, that's far away from there. But they know that, they see that from this evidence, but it's just serving their egos. That's all we're doing right now. We're just sitting there watching these guys trying to save their egos.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think we're just in for a long ride just to watch them protect their egos.
Yeah.
Even today, they're coming up with the evidence. They have the maps starting from page 4 and 5. Where is 1, 2, and 3? Oh no, we feel it's not irrelevant. Yes, it's not, because it's going to take away everything you're about to say. You know, even when they're reading those towers, they're reading the towers from the call that received, from the phone number that received the call. What about the phone number that made the call? If Ngani called Sibia, I don't think he would have called him when they're sitting together, because remember, they're supposed to be together in about to commit a crime. Why are they calling each other if they're sitting together in one house? So now, when the defense comes in and say, what about the towers of the phone that made the call? Now that's going to take away Ghani far away from phosphorus. But the state is sitting there reading one tower, not both towers. So we should be able to find the tower that made the call and the one that received the call.
Yes.
The vicinity of where it made the call and the way it received the call. That's why I feel this case to me is just about the egos. They lost it, especially after the DNA test. From there, they lost everything. But they were sitting there like, we just gotta save our egos.
Yes.
That's all I see. Like, we're just gonna watch them trying to save their egos. And thanks to South Africans for what they voted. Hopefully, gonna have some accountability.
Yes, no. We're here. Thank you.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you very much. Yes, as I continue, we have Lulu Kabonina Sihametsi was also here, and just finishing up today. I'm happy. Please like the video while I do this. Ngoni was also here. Mavui was also here. Tantayetu was also here. Cool Anna was also here. Simpiwe Shiba was here. And yes. It seems as if you guys are repeating yourself now. Lebo Masu was also here. And let me see who I didn't mention. As we go out, and like the video, please like the videos, push the video. BBM was also here, and let me see. Okay, everyone now is indeed coming back. Bailey was also here. Langa N was also here, reminding you, like the video before you sleep. And Poe was also here. Kaz was also here. Good night, Kaz. And Lana Lento was also here. Nkosnati Makaba was also here. Night. Jeremiah was also here saying good night. Lindeni was here. Hadebe was here. Bongiwe Muhapi was also here. Good night, Bongiwe. Raul was also here. Yes, good night. Also Tabiso, Daung, and Sizwe, spot on caller. Lulama, good work, family. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Night, Ansike Moyo. Tuli tools. Uti Gwaza Mkonto. I'm at work. Good night, guys. Thank you very much. Let's not forget to like video.